Alright folks, we are back with some War of Rights, Eye in the Sky, third person, live Monday morning quarterback, whatever it is we're calling it. We are on Schoolhouse Ridge, certainly one of the best Harper's Ferry maps that are out there. It's not the kind of conventional in the town fighting. This is kind of the set of maps that deals with the Boulevard Heights camp. Right, there's the actual camp map, which has a CSA going up there. There's Redoubt, which is kind of on the other side over there. And this is Schoolhouse Ridge. So this is a CSA attacking map. There's pretty big CSA arty. One battery is there. The other battery is... Actually, you can just see the fixed caissons through the trees right over there. Anyways, the round is just starting. We have 300 on the server pop. This is a very good sign. We just had a downtown that was actually razor close. And... yeah, so I'm expecting more good stuff out of this. I'm certainly hoping for more good stuff out of this one. Now, we've started off with a race to the corner, if you're unfamiliar with Schoolhouse Ridge. That creek bed leads to the T intersection here with the snake rail fence. Then there's a T intersection with a snake rail fence and a tree on the other side.
Boys, hold here, hold here.
The CSA is not doing... The CSA is in a good position.
Hold on this line, hold on this line.
They're getting here, and the Union was not braced to fire at them for whatever reason. And so now the CSA, all things being equal, should be in a good spot. The CSA already was a bit high that time.
Flag, pull it back, flag, pull it back.
But this should enable the CSA to get up on that fence and trade pretty evenly with the Union. CSA has the attack on this one. They do have a tickets advantage. It's not as skewed as some maps, but it is considerable. That was a much better shot from the CSA already. And that was a much better shot from CSA already. Certainly breaking up the Union's ability to shoot, reload, do all the other things they need to do. That was a much worse shot from CSA already. And that one had the fuse time. It looks like it was a bit long. So yeah, the volume of arty fire there was impressive. A few good hits. It certainly broke up the Union defense, made it hard for them to stand and shoot, allowed the CSA to embed themselves in that fence. And then if the Union had stayed there, they likely would have not experienced good things. So another fallback point for the Union. I mean, losing that, it's not great, but it's not the end of the world. This defilade right here, which
we're a little
Colt is now taking them into.
Nicely roasted. That's what we're doing. Alright, boys, hold this
they can
line.
get in a defilade back here or where they are right now. Gives a little bit of a screen from arty and allows them to peek.
Boys, independent fire right here. Independent fire.
Tis true, tis true. So you can see that's the CSA. Down
no,
there, they're
fire on the
building up
road.
strength.
Independent fire on the road. Hold here.
We'll see what they do. We'll come back to this. The nice thing about Schoolhouse Ridge is it can be played pretty wide. And it looks like there was also a CSA push over here where most of the Union went to defend. We see that there's a CSA flag though out in the road, so that defense so far has not been completely successful. And this looks like the CSA is just going to come up on the backside. Who is leading over here but Agrippa? Oh, on the Union side. Sorry, we got our... No, that is CSA side. All right, you saw it here first. And they are back
to the road. Through the round for the Union. Up to the road, guys. Reclaim the road. We wiped them out.
And it sounds like they're going to come back
huge
to
start.
the road. That's CSA.
Yep, up and over again. They're coming down the road. We formed the battle line in the road.
That is true. That's John Brown's group over there. It's hard to know where we should watch. I don't know. But we started over here. And so we'll come back over here. You see the CSA, they have a force that's in that fence. They were trying to get this group to stand up and shoot at them while the other group maneuvered to the rocks over there, and they have done that. And you can kind of see what it is here. So we have the defilade here, a hill, another slight incline, rocks, and now Belugi is leaving the group up here, and so the Union's option is to pull back. Now maybe what Colt's doing over here is looking for a little concentration against dispersion. It looks like there are 3 Union flags in one vicinity. There are probably... Remember, the CSA can go... Well, yeah, your eyes are not deceiving. CSA really can go up this far on Schoolhouse Ridge. It is a huge map. Sometimes it feels like it's just this road, but it is a gigantic map. We got CSA down in the creek bed. We got CSA pushing up to arty. they have a kind of full surround almost on point with, I think there's two, I thought there was 2 flags down there, or just a giant company. That looks like, friendly fire. CSA back here, CSA down there. I think that's the group in the creek. That's CSA already back there, and then this is Union groups in the middle. Not really where you want to be, but it does give the Union the opportunity to concentrate. You can see the 4th Union flag is there. There is an opportunity to concentrate against that group and wipe it, because all those Union groups, that might only be 2 out of the 3 that are here, they could do that, and they could then turn and try to cut off that group's retreat. We'll see what they know, right? You don't know what you don't know. Yeah, you can stand on the flag, but in the face of overwhelming odds, you're just going to give up a bunch of out-of-formation tickets. Got to know when to fold them, too. There's a joke there, but I'm not sure I know it. Man, that is a good looking game. Anyways, but I said it about Grand Tactician, so, which I think has actually come a long way. You can see some of the remnants, not the remnants, the arrivals of Union arty. See some caissons up there, some cannon that have been wheeled over the berm. I think. Whoa! What did I see? Looked like there's some action up there, but those are just Union skirmishers. But yeah, the Union can get a lot of arty on this map as well, but theirs requires a bit more work than the CSA's, which is little setup required, and you're ready to start rocking and rolling. The downside, if there is one for CSA arty, is that there's one spawn point. It's generally closer to the far battery, and if you want to come over here, it's a long run. And sometimes the Union will set up groups to farm CSA arty and sit on it, and so it can be a kind of ticket dump if the CSA is not careful. Is this actually what I'm talking about? Yes, it is. It's actually the Union going in, looking to farm some CSA arty guys. Sorry, but you've all become unwilling ticket donors. So yes. Okay, good. Yep, you're on the wheel, and you're dead out of formation. So again, stand those left alt keys. That they came through a relatively open area, and you can fall back into the woods and run off that way. And it looks like maybe Union arty was down there and turned one of the guns around, or one of the CSA guys was arty trolling their team. All right, but the Union has. Look, it's a fine area to rebuild yourself, and if that's what they need to do after charging arty, I guess that's what they need to do. But you have the other 2 Union groups that are actually in a firefight. They're taking flanking fire from way down the road. Now, lucky for them, it's pretty long range. That group up there and that group up there, I'm guessing it's probably not that effective. The officers here have these guys in a pretty good spot where the hill blocks some of the shooting, some of the line of sight. Fence does a little bit of work, and the range will do the rest, so that this should be a low ticket burn rate shootout. Let's see. CSA still has to be pretty happy with how things have gone. Okay, it looks like the defenders are probably on pace to engage to 27 minutes, and the attackers are ahead. I actually don't know where the other CSA groups are. I could find out easily, yes, by pressing the T button. Snow tactus? How about cactus? That's a word in English. I like tactus, I think. The Union group over there is... Alright, they're over there. But the Union's about to be mostly full strength here as we come up over 300 on the server pop.
right, over here, boys. Move it. Shit's right, hey, boys, independent fire right here.
If you like to be over here, is because the CSA arty can't see you. And threading the needle between the trees is difficult. We found the CSA, more like the CSA found the Union. You can see that Union group that was hanging out on. It's arty, it's generally CSA arty. You know, it's weird because the batteries had, I think I was wrong about the CSA arty. Yeah, I'm certain I was, because they have two different names. And I'm pretty sure Brockenbro, which for the CSA I think shows up probably on more maps than any. Brockenbro is
up and over, let's go.
The 6-gun battery on Hagerstown and Hooker's Push. But I believe that's also, I think that's Brockenbro. And I don't recall if they're also kind of in that position for Boulevard Heights Camp. But that's a battery that shows up a fair amount.
Yeah. Boys, independent fire.
So you got some CSA up there. Hold on, I have to see this. This is Union, right? Yeah, and you got these CSA guys who are probably on the verge of going out of bounds. Canister is a thing, and you could just aim a little bit high, and you probably... I have no idea what they've loaded. I'm sure they've already thought of it. Yeah, this guy's probably going to risk going out of bounds or dying out of formation to get a couple of out-of-formation deaths. And again, if you're not expecting it, I don't know what happened to their officer. Maybe they're in formation. I didn't know the CSA could stay in formation up here. But they'll get a bunch of out-of-formation deaths off of the defenders. Holy moly, I didn't know it was this far. Like that, I knew. This, I did not. I guess we'll see
but it's bayonet can.
If CSA just starts dying for no reason, then we know that they're out of bounds. Yeah, so remember that if you're playing Union or CSA on this map, there is a lot of this map in play. It's one of the reasons why I really like it, and probably got to be my favorite Harper's Ferry map. A lot of fun to be had up there. I think this can also turn against the attackers because I think it's on this map. There are actually several Union arty officers. I think there's like 3 batteries in that area, and if they all show up as 6-shooters, they can farm a bunch of tickets off the CSA. And you don't want to give up any sort of hard-earned advantage. CSA has done a very good job there of farming that Union arty. So one of the ways where you can go, and it's a little bit easier to not get farmed, is over there. But then any CSA arty that's over there has shots on you. You can see the Union's going in for another ticket check. Okay, did they learn? Fire and run? Oh yeah, stick to your guns. That's an interpersonal thing. It's not Civil War arty advice. Anyways, 3 Union flags against 1 CSA flag. But a lot of the Union don't seem to know that. Oh, that's a Union. All right. The blue and the gray, they look odd. Yeah, I actually don't have a real reason. It just looked gray for a second.
I gotta say, this is like kind of like...
Alright, CSA is about to go engaged. Is that Union? That looked like canister. Oh, no. Is that canister? Yeah, okay, so that is the dust from canister. If you're unfamiliar with what I'm talking about, it's one of the things I try to harp on a little bit more when I see it. Canister from an elevated position, it just makes like a double column that just comes straight out of the gun. And so if the enemy offers you a flank or enfilade fire, just take that to town. The way that case and shell work these days, you're going to get way more kills. So this is a fine move. But you can always do is also know where the enemy is going to likely retreat to and move to that retreat path, and then force them to fight you and lose, or run and also lose. But that was well done on the back end there. But despite the good work of the Union, in some respects, CSA, I would say, is very much favored to win based on where they are on tickets and time. They got the defenders a third of the way through engaged, and we're not at the 27-minute mark yet. And all right, CSA infantry is coming out wide over here. It's not unknown to the Union. They look like they're going to put 3 flags. They have all 4 flags in action here against this right side. I guess the philosophy is hold the right side of the map if you're the Union, deny the CSA that battery as much as you can, use the woods to screen yourself from the CSA arty over there. And the point of contention, right? The point of contention, it's right around, so it's hard when you're looking straight at it, but it's closer to us than it looks. And if the CSA wants to play cap recap as the defenders, that might be your best bet. I have no idea if that was actually the plan, but that's the story I'll tell when people ask about this fight. That was the plan. Alright. Union's gonna take a dip into the creek, I guess. I don't see a lot of CSA with that flag. Yeah, that group needs to fall back. You can see the lone CSA flag there, the CSA flag there. If those guys don't move, the Union's going to cut them off, and they're going to sit on that flag. I think that other flag is too far on for the Union to do anything about, but that would put one group out of action. So that flag respawns, or the CSA invests tickets just to get the thing up. We'll see what they do. But remember, there is a CSA group there, kind of focused in on them. It looks like artillery is doing what I think is probably the least ticket productive thing, which is counterbat. It has not always been that way. It's frequently been that way, but I think more so the way that artillery has changed. It's not as easy to farm those tickets off the defending battery.
How did you play, man?
I think 2 CSA flags there.
The plan is we do shenanigans.
If the Union realized it, they would concentrate all 4 flags against this large CSA company. The rest of the CSA in that tree line, I think, are too beat up and far away to do anything about it. That would give them a wipe on the flag. This is Vice over here. Holy moly! That was terrible timing for the CSA because they're going to stand up into a volley. Yeah. Whether by design or by accident, that was well done by the Union. Everybody says they meant to do that. The only downside for the Union is that they did not cut this group off and wipe its flag. But you can't do everything, right? Does the CSA have its friendly units coming up to support the Viceroy's group? Looks like Union already is shelling the tree line. I see the CSA A group down there. Okay, there is another group coming to reinforce the Viceroy's here. There's a 4th flag somewhere else. But that leads me to believe that's probably CSA there. Or extremely well-disciplined Union who are going to try to get... Maybe? Is that? Is that a Union? No, okay. That's a CSA group. I was going to say, if that is a Union group that is holding their fire to trail this group in, that was impressive. Yeah, so the opportunity to get Viceroy's group has gone down. The group company is here. There's another company behind it. And So it will now turn into a slow ticket bleed, but it's still too fast to help the defense. Who fired that? Alright, and the Union looks like... Yeah, I mean, this is just... If you are in that group in the creek, this is not what you want. Though I'm not sure these angles are actually as good as they look. And if you know where to shoot, yeah, you can just shoot at the flag. That tall grass is not hard cover. That's actually a good position. I don't know if they just needed their loads or what, but maybe they were taking too much fire from over there. That could be. But that would have relieved pressure on that company there. Looks like the unit here is moving up, and they're trying to hit Viceroy's group from this side. If they make it quick, they can make it effective before that supporting group turns to face them. Well, they're turning. And this is the time for at least one, if not both of those other Union groups to turn on Viceroy's company down here in the ditch, wipe it. And then have flag or respawn advantage against the CSA who are left. Looks like a lot of CSA decided to make a stand. Oh, okay, the flag's getting out. Give that man a medal. Got it out. That's awesome. That's good flag work there. You can see the CSA is now coming to point. They look like they're going to try to take this Union position for free. Sounds like the officer realizes it. I think they're too far gone. I think a bunch of them are strung out.
Hold the back.
We'll see if the Union can reform in the woods and on the road and deal with this. But that's a sizable CSA push, which is also kind of going in different directions, but it seems stronger near the tree line. Alright, so maybe
Everyone
the Union...
up the hill. Take the hill.
The Union's not even going to win in the road. Yeah, there were a lot of CSA in those woods. This group is done.
Together, we got the numbers.
Yeah, unless there's another Union group, this group is done.
Yes. Crush them.
And we did. So that is 2 Union flags down. You know, with 6 minutes on the timer, I just wonder... Oh, that was bloody. I wonder about the idea of just moving to cap now. I know you hate giving up the tickets advantage, and I think 19 minutes is more than enough time to do it. But if you have 2 defending flags down, yeah, they're not that near the point, but you could probably move to interdict anybody who is trying to get them, and then force the Union to bring 2 flags in against 4 defending the point. I think you'd have to get your odds. I think you'd have to like your odds. That is a dangerous, dangerous game you are playing, friend. Your tickets are more important than theirs. And again, even holding this position, if you wanted to cap early, I don't know, it's kind of an advanced force. Probably.
They're all about to die.
I wouldn't do it.
So
I wouldn't do that, yeah. I would stand back and just play Last Samurai in the road. But it doesn't matter what I would do. I don't know if that was a CSA shell that hit the Union gun, or... No, I think that was a Union gun that maybe just fired right into the ground. Again, remember how far up the CSA can go. It's wild.
Right here. I don't want you to charge in yet. Take shots. Take shots. I don't want.
Yeah, I mean, the Union can always turtle back there in the Redoubt, because I'm pretty sure the CSA can't come out that far. The CSA is almost a full ticket stage, so played straight up. I don't think the Union has a chance. It looks like there's some healthy Union group that's out here that might look to trade volleys and stay close to main spawn. But either the attackers get very passive, or they have to play cap, recap, and let the Union back in it. But I think that those are the only two paths to victory for the Union. Oh, I think there is a Union group over here, right? I think they're doing a ticket sweep. Yeah. Actually, I can't tell if they're blue or gray. Yeah, that is Union. So they're making sure the CSA stays off those guns. That's John Brown's group again. I shouldn't say again. Second time we've seen them. But they are about to be run into by Viceroy's group. I recall Viceroy had a sizable group, but there is this a CSA group? That is a very, very tiny CSA group. But Viceroy's group seemed really large last time. John Brown's isn't small.
Oh, let me get behind you guys. Oh shit, I can't move. Yeah, just keep.
Alright, well that is happening. The CSA is de facto camping those two flags. They actually have an opportunity. So one of the things that's really odd, I think it works this way, is that if you let the other side pick up their flag and then you shoot them again, I'm pretty sure the respawn timer kicks in again. I think that's how it works. And so if you were playing it really cagey, you could do it like that. But I think the CSA almost has an opportunity to wipe a third Union flag. I don't know, man. 15 minutes halfway through taking losses, the CSA is in danger of not putting down enough tickets, but I think they're actually in a good spot. I would say about 5 minutes to push the Union to breaking is where they'd want to be. We'll see. So we have CSA group 1, 2, 3. Oh, and I guess there's a Union group with their flag way off in the distance. But this group is definitely doing a good job of delaying, and delaying at I think a reasonable ticket cost. But you don't want to get wiped. You don't want to get pinched against the boundary. other CSA group that could cut them off is right there. They don't seem aware of what's going on back here. But that would at least take one more group out of the fight. This is very good movement here by the Union.
Over the hill, guys.
Alright. I think they better keep running. I think if you want to avoid a ticket dump, you gotta keep going. Alright, and it looks like that's the order. And I would say I think at this point you're gonna go breaking before the time is up. I think the CSA is pretty confident that they're going to be able to do that. It would require a full-on Union turtle, and it's hard enough to do in rare and organized play. I think it would be very difficult to rein in every Rambo and single-digit in 12 minutes. But you can see the Union's very close to going breaking. The CSA could probably start pre-capping if they wanted to. They might try to whittle the Union down and then go in on a YOLO charge. CSA has more than enough tickets. That's not their concern for the amount of time that's left. This Union group is on the move back here. I think this is... So that's 2 Union flags. This is even more clever than it looks because it's wasting time and it's hard to hit a moving target at range. So it's a good defensive tactic. But you can see the point of contention, it's down. I don't know where this hump is. I think those Union groups are embedding themselves there in case they have to hold the point. They can do so on reasonable ground, but at the rate the Union's burning through tickets, they're going to be breaking by 10 minutes. Alright, so there's a 3rd Union group that's ready to do something about that. I don't know where the 4th is. Maybe they're over here, but... Yeah, the fact that the Union got back here means that there is a path to move to point. And I don't see any... Are they shooting? They look like they're either going to get ready to go to cap or they're going to deal with what's probably John Brown's group over there. I don't know. Yeah, I'm surprised that the CSA is not pre-capping this point. Because if they were, the Union would have to come out and then the Union would go breaking. Alright, so that looks like all... Maybe it's not all 4 Union flags. But just as the CSA can go up to the crest of the Union Redoubt, the Union can go up pretty far into the CSA woods. You want to be careful about running from spawn if you're anywhere in those woods. I'm really surprised the Union pulled that far off the point this close to breaking, but the CSA hasn't pre-capped it, so... Yeah. There's not really more to that story. You can see the CSA going there. I wonder if they're going into point from the backside like that. The Union's out here shooting with them. I think that's the sound of the Union going breaking. And I'd expect the CSA, if that group isn't standing that group off, they should probably come roaring through here. This Union group seems completely unaware, for whatever reason, of all the CSA who are coming in here. Alright, some of them are starting to get the message. But yeah. it looks like there's going to be a lot more CSA cap weight on here than the Union for a while. CSA, I believe, has fucking ball and 1842s on this map. I played enough that I should know. And you can see that there's just a line of CSA. That was a very ambitious canister shot. It sounded like it was from the CSA. I'm not sure that it was. Unless there's a big Union group that's about to show up. Maybe like the Skaven just showing up from some tunnel under the earth. I think this is a CSA win right here. Nicely done. I mean, this Union group's going to come in. I mean, all this CSA group has to do is turn around and shoot them or melee them, and they'll just keep them from getting the cap weight in. But this one looks like it's over. But that's Schoolhouse Ridge. That's generally how it's done. And yeah, we got good officers. Yeah, we're up to max server pop. So yeah, that's Schoolhouse Ridge. It's a blast.